So, what if the key to real confidence wasn't about changing what you see in the mirror, but about changing how you think? Today, we're diving into a fascinating case from a surgeon who stumbled upon a powerful truth. The best tool for transformation isn't a scalpel, but something we all have.
And that's really the big question here, isn't it? We're constantly told that if we just fix this one external flaw, we'll finally be happy on the inside. But one surgeon's experience, well, it suggests there's a much deeper story going on.
It's a belief we see absolutely everywhere. But this cosmetic surgeon, after performing thousands of procedures, started to notice a really puzzling pattern. The physical changes didn't always create emotional ones, and that observation led to this incredible insight about where our self-worth actually comes from. To figure this out, the surgeon focused on what was basically a real-world experiment that just happened to unfold right there in the clinic, with two surprisingly similar people at the center of it all.
Okay, and this is where it gets so compelling. You have two patients, let's call them A and B. They were almost identical in their struggle. They had the very same physical insecurity. They both wanted the exact same thing, more confidence, and they both shared that powerful belief. If I just get this surgery, I'll finally be happy. It was the perfect setup for a natural experiment.
Now, before we see what happened to them, we need to understand the surgeon's big idea. Because this is the key that unlocks the entire story.
The surgeon called it mental programming. Think of it like the software, the operating system that's running in your brain. It's the story you tell yourself about yourself. And here's the crucial part. This story runs completely separate from what you actually see in the mirror. It's the voice in your head, not the reflection in the glass.
So how does this programming actually work? Well, it's a three-step loop that just keeps feeding itself. It all starts with your core beliefs. These deep ideas you decided about yourself a long time ago, like, I'm not good enough. That belief then fuels your self-talk. That little critic on your shoulder that's always whispering negative stuff. And that self-talk leads to behavioral loops, where you end up acting in ways that just prove your original belief was right all along. It's a really powerful self-reinforcing cycle.
Okay, so let's get back to our two patients. Now that we've got this idea of mental programming, we can see how, even though they started at the same point, their choices sent them down two totally different paths.
Patient B chose the path you'd expect. They went ahead with the cosmetic surgery to fix the physical issue. But patient A did something pretty radical. They decided to put the surgery on hold and instead focus on their internal mental programming. They started working on changing those core beliefs first.
And here's the result for patient B. The surgery itself was a technical masterpiece. The flaw was gone, but their confidence, it barely moved. And why? Because that mental software, that core belief that something is wrong with me, was still running. Their brain just found a new physical target for the exact same old insecurity.
Now look at this. This is the outcome for patient A. With no surgery at all, they had a complete transformation. By working on their core beliefs and their self-talk, they totally changed how they saw themselves from the inside out. It just goes to show, once they rewrote that internal script, the external flaw just lost all its power. They found the freedom that patient B was looking for without ever touching a scalpel.
So what is this story of two patients really telling us? What's the big lesson here? Let's distill it all down.
When you actually put numbers to it, the results are, well, they're staggering. Patient B, after the surgery, reported maybe a tiny fleeting bump in confidence. But patient A, the one who worked on their mindset, they reported a massive, sustained 85% increase in self-acceptance and confidence. The data couldn't be clearer. The method you choose matters way more than the mirror.
This table just sums it all up perfectly. Both started in the exact same place with the exact same goal, but their methods led them to completely different worlds. One found lasting self-acceptance, while the other got a temporary fix that just led to a whole new list of things to worry about.
So here it is, the crucial point. True, lasting confidence isn't about chasing some idea of physical perfection. It is an inside job. It's about taking the controls of your own mental programming. A surgeon can change your reflection, sure, but only you have the power to change how you truly feel about yourself.
And that leaves us with one last thing to think about. We spend so much time letting the mirror write our story, letting it decide our value. But what this case shows us is that the reflection doesn't actually have any power. The power is with the person holding the pen. So the question is, who's holding yours?